happy Mother's Day. Turns out I'm an anime girl.
Hey, I've got a quest for ya. Like and subscribe to Theta Initiative for new adventures. Or you could collect mushrooms, but nobody likes that quest.
Anyway, I just got okay. Whoa! This game is delightful. I'm gonna talk a little bit about what happened on Mother's Day for me. If anyone remembers this, so I've been living on a completely different planet from my mother for a few years now. So I haven't seen her in person in ages. I called my mom. I thought that the call was gonna last like, I don't know, 30 minutes tops, because I was gonna call my grandma immediately afterwards. And I don't remember how it came up, but my mom was talking about my brothers, and I tweeted about this, by the way, so some people already know what I'm talking about, but my mom started talking about my younger brothers. I have 2 of them. I felt so awkward. It's like, do I say it? Do I say the thing? Do I say the forbidden knowledge? But for a long time, I was like, no, I'm not gonna expose myself like that. But since I moved out, my mom says that nowadays they have a smart TV and they put YouTube on the television and they all just watch streamers together. They named specific ones. I hadn't heard about them before, but when I looked them up, they were all pretty big, like Minecraft and like Roblox content creators. So apparently they have the family Minecraft watching session. And not only that, my mom is subbed to 5 different YouTubers right now. My mom super chats people. My mom is a simp, okay? I learned on Mother's Day that my mother is a simp. Like, she simps harder than I do for Ike Evelyn, and I love Ike Evelyn. She was like, oh yeah, whenever your little brother wants a shout out, I sent them a super chat. Do you know what a super chat is? I was like, I was just like hyperventilating the entire time. I didn't want to say anything. She was like, oh, I was joking about, like, I made a joke about anime girls at some point. I was like, haha, anime girls. And she's like, oh yes, I know what anime girls are. Do you play Genshin Impact? I was like, what happened since I left? My household turned into this that's on the screen right now. This is my household right now. Little did I know that my entire family got isekai'd since I left. So yes, my mom was like, I know what anime girls are. Do you know Genshin Impact? At some point she was like, oh, Skyler, you draw anime, right? I'm like, no. She was like, yeah, you do. I used to see it all the time. I'm just like, which ones did she see? Because that could be a good thing or a bad thing. And I feel like she was like, oh, you were drawing an anime girl. And that does not really narrow it down, but you know, I'm gonna tell myself that was one of the good ones. So my mom was just sitting there telling me about how she simps for all these like YouTubers. I think at some point, eventually, I stopped being all sussy baka. I told her, okay, I'll just be real with you. I do stream. Like, oh no, she asked me. She was like, I was like trying to like, I never explicitly said that I stream. She was more like, I was like saying things like, oh, I know some things about content creation. I won't say what I do. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'll be vague. I'll be vague about it. I was like, yes, I do, I do stream. And she was like, what is your username? I would like to subscribe to you. I would like to join your membership. Now here's the problem. She probably has her actual, because she's a normie, she probably has her actual name as her username. So I can't tell her what my Twitch is because then it's gonna dox me. I don't don't mind my content. I wouldn't mind if my mom knew what my Twitter, or rather my Twitch was. She mostly watches YouTube streamers, apparently. And, like, people who stream, like, Roblox and Minecraft stuff. But the thing is, listen, I don't care if she knows that I vomited. But the reason I don't want my mom to see what my Twitches is because it's because she does watch streamers, and I think she's gonna be disappointed how small I am. You don't understand. My mom's the kind of person where she was like, I see you got an A on that last exam. Why was it not an A+? Oh, I see you have 10 people watching you right now. Why is it not 100, Skyler Reach? That's not the hunter I raised. Like, she'd be looking at my viewer count and be like, pretty small, aren't you? Mommy, no! So I didn't tell her my Twitch. And, like, I tried really hard to be vague. Because I know that she watches, like, normie people, right? She watches, like, normal people who have, like, face cams. And she was like, oh, do you know how to, like, have it so that the chat is, like, on the screen? Because that looks so confusing. I was like, okay, so my setup has my game in the background. It has my chat box. And I tried really, really hard to be vague about it without saying the word. But I was like, and there's also an animated character on the screen because I don't want to show my face that mimics my emotions. And she was like, oh, a VTuber! And I was like, God damn it! How did she know? Who taught her? So now my mom knows I'm a VTuber, she just doesn't know which one. And I bet she's under the impression, she's gonna watch HoloLive and be like, is my daughter Guna? No, she's not actually. Because I promise you, now that my mom knows that I stream, she probably thinks that I am rolling in the dough. So I can't tell her. I'm gonna disappoint my mom more than I already do. And that's saying something. Wouldn't be surprised if she's a VTuber too. That would be terrifying. But we would have collabs and that would be kind of also terrifying. Like, it was the most surreal conversation because I was finally talking to my mom about things I'm actually interested in because I'm used to growing up in a sports family. Usually she's like, oh, how's school? How's bands going for you? Because the rest of the family watches sports and stuff. So it's like outside of school, I never had much that we could talk about. I did tell her the price of my model. But I was like, it's okay. It's okay, Mom. I've made at least this much, you know, streaming. So it's kind of paying for itself, you know? At first she was a little shocked, but then she was like, I really need to see this character. And I was like, I can't show it to you because then you're gonna know how to find me. And she was like, don't tell me the username, just like show me a picture. So she knows what I look like. I'm not gonna lie, there were some parts where I was like, you know, I'm not happy with the circumstances of my life right now. But when I learned that my mom is subscribed to like 5 different YouTube streamers and that she whales a lot of money just so that she could get a shout out in their chats, I was like, okay, I'm not even subbed to all of Luxium, so I'm fine, okay? I don't simp nearly as hard as my mom does for these Minecraft and Roblox streamers. So that was my Mother's Day. I learned that my mom is a harder simp than I am.